Hello everybody, it's Sunday night 7:30 Eastern and my name is Christian. I'm with Undique and here are the news for the week from our little quail farm, from our farm network here in the United States. We bring you the freshest products from our homesteads, from our farms to your doorstep, to your refrigerator or to your incubator, or we have great products for your pets as well. So I hope you had an awesome weekend. I'm gonna report a little bit about my weekend. And yeah, the next hour we spent together, I show you a few of our products here, what we make here. Everything you see today is made or laid in the United States. If anything isn't, because we couldn't find it here, then I will let you know. But our focus is really to support small farmers like I am and bring great products to our customers. So I have a look if Hazel Cam is ready. Hazel Cam is a little dark here, but I did bring Hazel with me, and she is ready to show today to you guys her favorite treats. So we're gonna take a look at that together as well. But before we start, let's talk a little bit about what we do here at the Quail Farm. And as the name suggests, yes, we do sell quail eggs. And guys, Passover just passed, actually today, I believe. And Easter is coming up next week. And they take a little while to ship to you guys. So if you want to have the cutest little eggs for Easter, then now is your time. Because they take a couple of days to ship, as I mentioned. And they come fresh from our girls and boys here on the farm. Here on the background image, right next to me here. That's a lovely quail hen, and obviously not real size picture, but I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about the quail today as well, and what awesome products they provide to us here on the farm and for you at home. So let's get started. So quail eggs, just in case you haven't seen them in the supermarket, they are sometimes not easy to find, and or you don't have them at all. You get them here on Amazon, right? And they provide you with all the nutrition you need to start into a great day or as a great snack in the evening, right? Size wise, most people say you need about 3 quail eggs to kind of have the same amount than a chicken egg. The cool thing is we sell them in cartons of 12. We have obviously packed them very secure so that they make a safe trip to you, straight from our farm to you, fresher than you can find them in any supermarket, right? And just a single quail egg alone provides you with 1 gram of protein. It provides you with 10% of your daily recommended value or intake of vitamin B12, 5% of vitamin A. There is 10% of the daily recommended value of riboflavin in there, 5% of folate, selenium 10%, and the list goes on in regards to vitamins and minerals. I hear some people saying, and that happened to our business a couple of years ago, one famous movie star, she said like she eats quail eggs in order to get pregnant. While this has been studied with mice, that is not proven yet for people, for humans, but apparently it worked out for that lady. So, well, I gave some to my neighbor a while ago, and she said, yeah, the baby definitely because of the quail eggs. I think because of her husband. But anyway, I don't want to fight with my neighbors about that. Quail eggs is a great nutrition, and they definitely keep you going. I mean, look at me. It's 7:30. I had a long day. I was celebrating with family. In the morning, I had a little flood in the quail pot number 2. That's where I have the housing in there. It's like a little green pot house kind of. I think I have some footage there. I can show you how that looks like. We keep our quail here on the farm very safe, very secure. We have to protect them from the wild animals out there, right? A lot of predators out there. So those quail eggs, yeah, any eggs above count 20 we ship out priority to you guys, so they arrive fairly quickly. They stay fresh at least for 30 days, even longer if you refrigerate them. You could pickle them as well. Great little snack. Pickled eggs, quail eggs. I mean, it's bite size, right? So then they would even last even longer. But you know, most customers, we have quantities so that you can easily eat, eat them up. I was up to say use them up, but you actually eat them up. Hazel, my little Daisel here, she's a Labradoodle and the chief treat tester, as you can see here on the image as well. I finally put an image of her now into the starting sequence of the stream, because Hazel is a little diva. She just recently turned 3 years old. She's a Labradoodle and has her own will, and therefore I'm gonna check back on the Hazel cam. It's still off, but I think that's more a technical issue. I want to see if Hazel is ready to present her favorite products, because we make a lot of pet products here on the farm. Because we never ship out fresh eggs older than 72 hours. And for hatching eggs, we never ship them out older than 48 hours. So you might wonder, what does a quail farmer do if he has too many quail eggs, right? I'm going to show you. So we don't let anything go to waste. All these lovely gifts the birds give us, nature gives us, we want to make sure nothing is getting wasted. And therefore we make really, really great products actually out of them, while the eggs, for example, are still fresh. So let's take a look. If we have an egg which is not in perfect shape to ship to you guys, right, either size-wise, also if it's like 4 days old, still fresh, but too old for our standard, then we make a food topper out of it. And today we have the food topper together in a bundle with our famous wing on the string. My daughter had that idea to play with her cat. It's great for puppies as well. That's a dehydrated quail wing. So it's a great natural toy for your cat or dog, especially dogs for bird dog training, and for cats to bring out the natural instinct of the bird. I mean, what is better than natural feathers for a cat who has a natural instinct to, catch a bird, right? I mean, if you're a cat owner out there and you let your cat in your backyard, I bet with you that eventually the cat caught a birdie somewhere and brought it back very proud. Well, if you don't want that to happen, just play with your cat every once in a while with a wing on the string. Yes, there might be some feathers coming loose if it's a rough play as well, but it lasts a long time. We have a lot of customers reporting back how much fun it is. And if you click on the product below, you see actually some videos we got from customers back, how the their cats play with the wings. And in the bundle now with the food shaker, let me talk about that as well. So in one pack here, you have an entire carton of quail eggs in there. It's freeze-dried, so it lasts forever, right? We put an expiration date on it because we have to, but comes here with 2 holes on top. You have kind of it has still the protective film in this one. Kind of yes, you get a lot today, and the other side is a little sprinkle, right? So that's the smaller holes. So the idea about the food topper is it goes on top of the normal food of your pet. Hazel, Hazel, how old have you been when you got picky? About 2 years. She was 2 years old. She didn't like her normal food anymore. I started to put that stuff on it. She already got used to the quail eggs as well. I put the fresh quail egg on top of her food every morning, every evening usually. But then she got used to it for a while, and also, she ate the egg, but not the rest of her food, right? So with the topper, that sprinkle goes anywhere. She loves the taste of it because it's just natural quail egg in there, nothing else. And so she needs to eat her entire food to get the taste of that when I sprinkle it all over, right? So really great product. Then we had too much quail meat, because how much quail meat can a quail farmer eat, right? Not that much, especially if you have a couple of thousand birds, right? So we came up with the idea, we made another product, which I show you later, which is a bit of crunchy one. And then I give that to my sister-in-law to test, and she has some older cats. And she said, sorry, Christian, your treat might be great for the dog, but the cat doesn't like it. It's just too hard to bite. So we came up with the pet cotton candy. Why the name cotton candy? Because it looks like cotton candy. It's fluffy. It's designed as a food topper, but also to be used as a treat. And since Hazel can, let me see if it's working or not. I'm going to show you how Hazel likes it if she wants it, right? No dog is being forced to eat my treats. but they usually volunteer to do the job, right? Now Hazel cam is still dark, so I'm gonna use the front cam here, so bear with me. No product here leaves our facilities without the okay from Hazel, so just to give you that little disclaimer. And what it is natural dehydrated quail meat, premium quail meat, so only the good stuff is in there. We sell it as a pet product, but I could eat it. Human grade, but I don't recommend you eat it. It's for your dog, okay? Bit dry. So always provide fresh water for your pet as well. Hazel, did you see that? I'm eating your food. Now, there's a little bit of a gamey smell to it. So this is kind of the difference between quail and chicken, right? While the egg tastes the exact same, excuse me there, in regards to the chicken eggs, right? Just the size is different and there's more nutrition in there. It's more nutrition dense. While the egg is the same, the meat tastes different. So the quail meat, you know, the quail have a happy life on our farm, but you know, everybody after a long happy life eventually, you know, goes, and as a farm animal, the purpose is, you know, to provide to your farmer, to provide to your farmer's dog, right? And Hazel is a farmer's dog, and she usually likes that, and she gives me the look. I think she's ready. So let's do a quality test. Hazel, you want a treat? Want a treat, Hazel? Come here, poo-poo. Come here. Okay, sorry. Now the green screen turns over. I'm gonna scroll down a little that you're gonna see my little assistant coming. And she sneaks up on me from some side. By the way, Undique stands for from all sides, from all directions. And this is how Hazel sometimes sneaks up on me. And there she comes. Hi, Hazel. Thanks for assisting today. Can you please sit? Sit? Yeah. Good girl. Give me paw. High five. Good girl. Now, we have a big portion for you. You know where your water is? It's upstairs, right? Good girl. So, how would you describe it? More? Okay. So, she would describe it, it's fluffy, it's tasty, right? It's one of your favorites. But is it as crunchy as the crunch stick? Not, right? So this is more for older pets. Now let me show you something, Hazel. Would you agree that we show the crunch sticks as well? Yeah, let's set that aside over here. And we show Hazel's second favorite. Bear with me, Hazel. Yeah, please take a seat. Sit. Good girl. Yeah, so your second favorite is the crunch sticks. They come in a count of 10. Let me switch over to them here as well, that you can click on the product below if you're interested. I like to take them and break them up into smaller pieces, training size pieces. Right, Hazel? Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, what we have here. Sit, please. Thank you. Give me paw. Good girl. Now, I like to break them up into little pieces, but they come in the form of a stick, and then you can decide how much you want to feed your pet. And what it is the spine of the quail. So when we process the quail for human consumption or for other treats, usually the spine is a leftover. But what it is, it has a lot of nutrition in there. There's a little bit of fat. There's a lot of other good stuff in there. You can click on the product to get an idea about it. But it is crunchy. But let's see. Huh? I hope you could hear the crunch here now. Let's do one more, but we have to do something for it. Huh, Hazel? Go all the way down. Good girl. Hmm? You're that's a good girl. Okay. High five. High five. Good girl. And one more. Yeah. That's a great job. You're a super chief treat tester. Yeah? Maybe next time we bring your assistant, we'll think about that. We have an assistant to Hazel as well. His name is Jackson. We're gonna do Jackson a bit later this season, I think. But we have some exciting stuff here at work. Okay, I have to give you a tip. Yeah, there's no tax on tip here either. So, go ahead. And yeah, she likes the pet cotton candy. It's nice and fluffy. I put that also sometimes on top of her food. And of course the crunch sticks, right? Nice pack of 10, premium quality. There's nothing artificial here what you see other than the packaging. I guess we have to keep it safe for you and for your pets, right? But inside the package, nothing artificial, no artificial coloring, right? It's all natural. Only hot air to preserve it. And what else, Hazel? It just tastes good. Where did you get that feather from? Show me. Oh, good girl. She must have played with one of the wing on the strings, I guess. So Hazel, she is just awesome. I think I haven't tagged the product today, but we did make out of the premium quail meat as well, and you can find it if you click on any of our products below. That's Hazel's portrait on it on the Quail Crunch Bites. We tried to do an autographed version, but her handwriting is horrible, so we skipped out on that. So everything you see is made or laid in the US. So this is made here, of course. On the Crunch Bites, we put a bit of the eggshell in there, so it gives it an extra crunch and extra calcium for your doggy. Right, Hazel? Okay, I'm sorry, I have to show you that she looks so cute and she wants one more, so I can't help it. I think that's testimony. She is not sick of it, and Undique and our network and our business exists now since over 4 years, and Hazel is 3 years old, so since 3 years she got that job of testing the products, and she still loves it. So Hazel, we show that one more time. Yeah, sit please. Thank you. Give me paw. Good girl. Oh, you're not fully in the camera. Let me fix that here. Good girl. Yes. That's a nice crunch, right? So thanks so much. Please go now to mommy. You need to go for a walk. Mommy goes for a walk with you. Yeah, I can't now. I have to work. Mommy goes for a walk with you. Go upstairs. Go. Yeah, thank you. Payday is Monday. Can't work with these people. Seriously. Yeah, go to mommy. She goes for a walk with you. I can't now. I'm working. Yeah, it's important, you know, obviously to keep your pet fit. So we try to go on many walks with Hazel, and we are more active in the summertime than in the wintertime sometimes. But we have your checkup because she just turned 3 years now with the vet, and we're gonna tell the vet all about the treats you get. As we always do, we have to be honest and we weigh you, but I think she's not overweight. She just needs a little haircut again. Yeah, she likes to cuddle. So Hazel, we have to move on in the program. The people at home, they're wondering what else we have on the quail farm and how did it even start, right? The whole thing. I mean, people are wondering, what do these guys have and how did it start and all that lovely things. So let me tell you. It started on a New Year's Eve. My wife and I, we moved into this property here a couple of years ago, and I wanted always to keep chicken. And I used to have chicken when I lived in Ireland, and it was great. But over there I didn't have so much issues because there was no hawk, there was no weasels or minks or anything like that. Too much bothering my birds, everything great. Here on our property we have hawks, we have foxes, we have a nature reserve nearby. So it's pretty dangerous, let's say that way, to let any bird roam free around on the property. So my wife said think outside the box, and I figured, okay, yeah, I can actually put the birds in a box, right? So that's when the idea started to keep quail, because number one, the quail is a game bird and they are very, very quick to lay an egg. In regards to that, let me tell you, when I show you now this product, what we have for educators out there, for homeschooling, for anybody who wants to be a bit more self-sustainable and beat those prices in the supermarket. Okay, the prices are down now for chicken eggs a little bit, but still, like a couple of weeks ago, crazy. Our price is pretty much stable around the year. And so what you get with fertile quail eggs, that's basically 2 cartons, proper packed. Our breakage rate is below 1% right now. of fertile eggs and you hatch them out, right? You put them in an incubator and you're gonna end up with a little chick, like here on the image. That was the first one I ever hatched. So it started on New Year's Eve. I got 12 eggs online somewhere, and I started with some quail. I had half of them were hatching, which is a pretty good hatch rate for male eggs. And the hatch rate goes up and down. It depends on a lot of factors, right? How the shipping was, the incubator you're using, your experience. And I had hatches where 0 hatched until I realized, okay, my incubator was faulty and was too hot and was basically more or less cooking or air frying the eggs, right? So it's important to learn that a little bit, how to do it. So we actually have on our packaging a free course on quail keeping, how to incubate them, how to hatch them, how to care for them. Because with like $24.99 or 30 or whatever, how much money you want to spend on quail eggs, right? For very little money, you can get started with that and have your own backyard. I can't speak anymore today. I knocked my head early on when I was feeding the quail. I don't know if you see it here, but maybe that's the reason why. Anyway, with very little investment, you can start your own flock of quail. And the cool thing is, from the time they hatch out of the incubator until they are full-grown bird, it only takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and then they start laying eggs. So if you think about a chicken is about similar incubation period, like 21 days. And then it takes a chicken 22 weeks, sometimes 26, sometimes even longer than that, to lay an egg. So by the time you get an egg, when you buy hatching eggs for chicken, or you buy a little chick in a store somewhere, in a farm store or whatever, or at the farm, it takes a long time for a chicken to lay an egg, you know. Now we have April, so if you would get chickens now, by the time they start laying eggs, we're talking here September. It's going to be nearly Halloween, right? With those guys, you incubate them, and 18 days plus another 6 weeks. So we're talking here, it's about 8 weeks from now. April, May, June, mid of July. By 4th of July, you're going to have eggs, right? Rather than Halloween. So the lifespan of a quail is much faster. That's the cool thing about those birds. They are smaller. That means they are easier to keep. They are native to the US. We have in our store some of the native breeds as well, like the Georgia Giant quail, for example. There's many more. There's different color variations, as in chicken as well. But their life cycle is really quick, and they need to be kept safe, as I mentioned earlier on. I show you how we keep them. Because otherwise they would fly off, right? They can fly quite a distance, 100, 200 feet should be no issue for those guys. It's not like chickens where you clip the wings and they stay around and they go at night in their coop. Quail won't do that. So that's why you have to keep them safe. You can have an aviary setup. You can have a quail tractor on your lawn somewhere. Their poop is a great fertilizer for your garden. Anybody needs fertilizer, let me know. Pick up here at the farm, but with appointment. So anyway, great birds. They poop a lot. Yes, you need to have a management plan for that in place, and how you keep the birds. And I'm gonna show you that now. So how we keep the birds and what's new on the farm, right? It's Sunday. I always present what's new on the farm. So let's take a look at that. Let me bring up some pictures. We had a crazy week. What happened? Let's take a dive here. So, well, last weekend we did the photo shoot with the quails. Let me show you that as well. So that's how that bird looks. It's like 10 days old, I would say. Yeah. So that's how a quail chick looks like. Very small. Compared to the size of this bunny here, right? This is the size of the bunny, and the quail there is maybe a little bigger. So very, very small birds. That's why the eggs are a little smaller too, right? So we did a photo shoot. We had a lot of fun with those guys. Some were running away. Let's see, some were falling asleep during the photo shoot, so no quail was harmed. No photographer either. Yeah, this one was nearly falling asleep there. You're not the best model. Yeah, your colleague here did a better job. Let's have a look. Yeah, that birdie was making a bit of sound too. Here we go. And yeah, so we did the photo shoot last weekend. Then I checked on the wild birds in our backyard. We have a little basket there, and I could spot 3 eggs in there. It's hard to see here on this picture. I took another look, and I'm not 100% sure here, but if I zoom in, I think there was the mother bird sitting in there overnight. That was a night picture. So I'll keep you posted once they hatch. I was following, of course, that trends on Facebook. So here you go, Quail Man. I had a lot of fun playing with AI a little bit, working on some marketing materials this week as well. And then we had the hatch day. When did the hatch start? Today's Sunday. So yesterday was the second day of the hatch, Friday. So usually there's always some a little early. Then there's the big gang coming out of the eggs, and then there's a few left a day later. So actually I have a few more to move now after this live stream to our brooder. And here a short video to show you how it looks like when you hatch a lot of quail eggs. It's hatch day on the farm, Friday. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, so many. That's a lot of birds. 6, 7, 9, 30, 32, 34, Undique, 36, 38, 40. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. A lot of birds. So there's a few different things we do on the farm and all the farms on our network, right? Number one, we hatch a lot for different reasons, right? For local chick sales, for making products, for refreshing our breeding stock and all that good stuff. And of course for quality control, right? If you order from us fertile quail eggs, you want to have eggs which are close to 100% fertile. Now, as we can't test every single egg, if it's fertile or not, because we don't have the money for this expensive equipment. There is equipment which can do that, but we don't have the money for that. Only big chicken industries using that. We make just sure by hatching on our own farm that we get a reasonable high hatch rate on our farm, right? And that way we know that the quail eggs we send to you are mostly fertile. Not every single egg will hatch. Because again, could be that one of 12 is not fertile, whatever. I don't want to really juggle around with numbers. We can't give you a 100% guarantee. The only 100% guarantee I can give you is that you should pay taxes, right? If you don't pay your taxes, you're going to end up with problems. So there's this one guarantee in life, that you have to pay taxes. There's no guarantee that every single egg will be fertile. People say, oh, you can crack one open and look for a bullseye and all that good stuff. Yeah, if you crack one open, yeah, then you can use it for breakfast after, great. But you can't incubate it anymore, right? So we make sure that they're as fertile as possible. We rotate the roosters. We do our hatching on the farm with high hatch rates, all that good stuff. But if then an air sac detaches in shipping, or, God forbid, the postal service breaks the egg during shipping, well, yeah, then we can't hatch it, right? If something goes wrong, take a picture, proper pictures that we can see any damage, and then, you know, the packages we ship are insured, so this is not a problem, right? But yeah, it's a natural process. You need to check your incubator, is it proper calibrated, all that good stuff, and then you're gonna end up with a lot of chicks, like we do here on the farm. You know, I mean, I showed the other products early on. We sell them as fresh eggs. We make our food toppers out of it. We hatch for ourselves, right? We have no interest sending you eggs where we are not confident that you're gonna get a good amount of chicks out of it, right? But of course you need to do things right on your side too, and over that we don't have a control, and therefore there's no hatch rate guarantee. If you want to get a hatch rate guarantee, then please go somewhere else. That's just simple as it is. We can't give a guarantee that every single egg will hatch because it's a natural process, and most breeders in the industry, most people who sell quail eggs, do have the exact same policy as we do. I just want to outline that it's important to know when you buy a product, we stand behind it. We support you if you have questions. We provide a few tips and tricks on our packaging, a free course online, how to care for the birds later. We show you that today during our live stream. We do as much support as possible, but a guarantee on that is not possible, right? But I can guarantee you this one thing, that this next picture I'm gonna show you is really cute, because this is Mia. Mia, she's a German Shepherd, and I met her today. Hazel, I hope you're not jealous, but that's Hazel's cousin, my sister-in-law's dog. She's very young, a year or so. Very, very, very cute little dog. Fortunately, Hazel doesn't really get along with other dogs, so I can't make a picture with both of them. But Mia had a lot of fun today as well when we celebrated my father-in-law's birthday, and she sneaked some sweets. Mia, 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 Mamma Mia. Okay, so what else happened this week on the farm? Yeah, other than I banged my head early on when I collected eggs, not too much. I mean, hatching, cleaning, a lot of good stuff happening there. Now let's talk about the variations of quail, right? And I'm not an expert on genetics and that. We have those people in our network who help with questions about that, but I want to just show you, if you think about getting really serious with it rather than just having a backyard flock, to actually, you know, get into it, start maybe a business out of it, provide your neighbors with some fresh eggs as well, or just as a hobby if you recently retired, or if you're like me, I retired from being in IT, and I wanted to have my own company, and I wanted to work with animals. So here I am, and here are some pictures of those lovely birds. They come in all colors and shapes like we humans do. Those are the English white ones. Yeah, they speak English, I guess, and they are white, so the name makes sense. Sometimes the names don't make so much sense when people come up with them, but that's okay. It's a lot of diversity out there with quail birds, like with us humans, and it's awesome. It's a great hobby, and every kind of, you know, certain breeds have certain features, and the coolest ones are the Celadon, for example, which lay blue quail eggs, like this one. This is the blue one, and that's the standard one. So some lay it with speckles, some lay it without speckles, right? It's kind of cool if you think about it, and it's edible, right? So they're great birds. I talk to them twice a day, so it's a nice little therapy as well. You know, if Hazel is not nice with me and I need somebody to complain about that, I go and talk with the birds. I think most people in the industry do that, and it's just a great experience. Also, if you just do it for the educational experience with your kids, for example, right? Let me show you a little video about button quail eggs. That's a big trend now. The button quail, for example, is one of the smaller ones. And that was from last week or so when we hatched some of those. And why they are called button quail? Because they are small as a button. Right, you see here a 5-cent coin, and that's a day-old button quail chick here. That one came out yellow. If a bird comes out yellow from hatching, it usually turns into another color later, right? So it could be white, could be orange. There's a few different variations possible. So that's another one here. Let me show you. I think there my wife took that video, I think. Let's see.
That's our first button quail. Isn't he a cutie? He or she? Oh my god, so tiny. Look at that compared to my wedding ring. Such a cutie. Yeah, I put you in a warm now.
Isn't he cute? Maybe a fun story about that one. So on my farm here in New Jersey, I don't keep button quail, but we have them in three farms out of our network, out of Florida, Texas, and Louisiana. And so the button quail eggs here, and they're about this size. Let me show you a little sample here. So you see how small they are compared to a normal egg. So those eggs were shipped from Florida to Arizona to a customer. Fortunately, the customer gave us a wrong postal mail address, and the shipment got returned to me here because my address is on the return thingy. So they got returned here. So they traveled twice the distance they should have traveled. So they traveled from Florida to Arizona back to New Jersey. And they traveled also twice the time. And until I had set up a small incubator for them, because I had the big one already running for other birds. So the eggs were 14 days old. Normally, you know, science says after day 10 the hatch rate goes down, right? So they traveled twice the distance. They traveled more than twice the time it normally takes, right? Actually, normally, you know, we ship priority for most of the eggs, unless it's a count of 12 or below. And so I was like, okay, let's, you know, customers always tell me after 5 days, oh, the eggs might not hatch anymore. Yeah, right. I got a 40% hatch rate out of these 12 eggs. 4 eggs, which, yeah, travel quite a distance and quite a time. So, yeah, it's since we never ship eggs out older than 48 hours, you have plenty of time until the hatch rate starts declining. It's not like that this egg, you know, overnight says, oh, now I won't hatch anymore because I'm too old now. It's not happening, right? So they hatch, of course. And if the postal service does the job we pay them for, they come quickly to you. If they're a couple of days old, it's fine. And you pop them in the incubator. And of course, with nature's will and a bit of luck, you're gonna have lovely birds. Of course, the technical setup is important too. Like here on my computer, I see I'm a little ghost here again. I'm gonna work on the technical setup next week. So when I'm back online, talking with you guys, I'm gonna figure that all out. Yeah, spending too much time with the birds, I guess. Now, speaking of spending time with the birds, how are you gonna house them, right? Let's have a look. So I like to show the breeding cages from hatching time, because that's a great family-run company out of Delaware as well. 2 families run that business. I have met the owners personally, and they help us as well as farmers, our network here at Undique. As I mentioned earlier on, we are currently 14 farms out of 10 different states. So very supportive local company. Quite a few employees down there with great support. And yeah, so you can order your quail breeding cages right here. They come in different tiers, 1, 2, up to 5 tiers. In a 5-tier cage, you can fit easily 75 birds. So if you would keep all females, 75 birds means 75 eggs. So either you have a big family, or you're gonna make a lot of co-workers and neighbors and family happy with fresh quail eggs every day. But they also have the starter kits, you know, with single compartments, all that good stuff, if you want to do it as a science project for your kids. Quail can get a couple of years old in captivity. In the wild, it's usually more like a couple of months, because there's so many predators out there. But those cages, I think, you know, I've tried it. I've built my own out of wood and hardware cloths, and that stuff starts rusting. The wood is horrible to clean. I have 2 left hands anyway, so it was tough building stuff out of wood and with the saw and all that. Building those cages, that was easy. My 14-year-old can do that, right? You can power wash them. There's nothing to rust. They have aluminum rods which go down the side to give it the stability. The whole cage, let me fast forward a bit, comes on wheels here. So it's easy to move it around wherever you want to have your quail set up in a shed, in a barn, things like that. It's just easy to move it around. I would just suggest take the birds out first and don't put any heavy food bags on it, because they are meant to as rollers here to, when you clean it, not like, taking your quail on a Sunday stroll or something, down the road or whatever. So it's obviously designed there to be stable, of course, when the birds are in there, but not like, to move them all over the place with the birds in there. I never had an issue. Neither with the water system. It's very clever. Of course, here in New Jersey, I have to think about it. Where do I keep it? And that's why I use a green hut setup. If you follow me, I'm gonna show that throughout the year here on the channel, where how I built that stuff, what products I used, and so on. So actually, the Green Hut, great brand. It's called Green Hut. You find it here on Amazon. That's where I ordered it as well. I like to show great companies who we work with, where we get the equipment from to keep our birds safe, happy, that they have their poop trays there, they have their water there, they have the feed trays in front. Easy to keep clean, easy to power wash, right? The birds are happy, they don't get any bumblefoot or any diseases if you keep it nice and clean. It has the egg rollout here in front, which is really important for us as we sell those eggs. They need to be clean, there can't be any poop on them, right? So that egg rollout makes sense. Sure, if you live somewhere where there is snakes and stuff like that, then you need to have an enclosure around it, because a snake could get in there, or a rat or something. So that's why also our setup is then around the cage. I have an additional layer of protection that also keeps the smell in there, and I have a ventilation system, keeps a stable temperature in the winter time, that the water system doesn't freeze. The birds are just happy as well if the temperature is stable, rather than extreme heat in the summer and extreme cold in the winter. I mean, the birds are very tough, but I want to give them a nice and happy life here on the farm. They pay me back in eggs, and therefore I provide them with great food, with great housing, and great company. A lot of quail go together in there, right? You can actually take here the middle walls out and have like a big compartment, like a community compartment. That would be perfect for like 14, 15 quail, maybe a few more even, if they're still younger. And then you have single compartments where we have breeding groups in there, where there's usually one rooster with 4 girls, right? So the rooster is happy, and the girls are happy too, right? If you keep your quail without a rooster, they would of course still lay the eggs, but you would not be able to incubate them, because they would not be fertile, right? It always takes a mommy and a daddy to make a chick, right? Even if there's an egg in the middle, right? So yeah, hatching time breeding cages, I can just recommend them. Now, let's talk about other stuff I can recommend. On our farm, we network, and my farm here as well, we work a lot with other breeders together, because together we are stronger. A single farm can provide some eggs, but what if I have a predator issue, right? What if my birds decide overnight not to stop laying eggs because something spooked them, right? That's why we have the network of farms. And one of our network guys, very nice gentleman from Alabama, from the Walker Supply Company, Kerry, he is a nerd. Sorry, Kerry, but it's true, you are a nerd. A little bit like me too, I guess. I'm a nerd too, but he's a nerd about nutrition, right? And with Champions Blend, he created a nutritional supplement for not just quail, but any game bird, but also poultry, to give those birds a little extra kick in vitamins, minerals, in protein. Protein is important for the bird too, not just for us, right? They put a lot of protein in those eggs, so they need some protein themselves, right? So with Champions Blend, the Show Pro, this is the small package, just to show you guys. The actual one is 10 pounds. Ships from a separate facility from the farm, so in regards to biosecurity, no other bird is touching your food before you get it, so don't you worry about that. But there could be a question you might ask. By the way, if you have a question, pop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer this live right now. As long as you see the live symbol, I'm live. If I don't see it live, I go back to you and answer the question then. But that's why my eyes keep wandering sometimes. Here I have here technology all over the place on a quail farm. You can't work on a quail farm either anymore without technology. But this thing, there's some technology in there too. I mean, if you think about it, analyzing what goes in there. And it's one of the only supplements out there with cysteine. It's hard for me to pronounce. Cysteine is a human grade product which prevents hair loss for males or females and does the same job for your birds. So they definitely look better feather wise, but also it's like, you know, what you get out of your bird is what you put in. Like, that's the way we think about it. We wanna support local feed mills, right? We source good food for those quail, because in the end it gets into the egg gets into us, right? We don't use any pesticides around on our farm, right? We have an organic garden in the back to get sometimes some berries and some scraps here and there, and you know, they love it. They get some bugs. They are great bug killers. They love any kind of bug. Awesome. You could like have an entire bug factory, and those guys would eat up everything, like, you know, mealworms, ticks, all this good stuff. So food is important for the quail. Food, fresh water, clean their poop, great housing, and you're gonna have a happy quail and a happy life with that. Now, once you end up with a lot of eggs, that's how my business started over 4 years ago. You might want to sell them, right? Like I do. Where are you gonna sell them? You could sell them online. You could sell them at the farmers market. You could sell them to your neighbors, to your colleagues at work, right? For the offline use case, if you don't ship them, because we wouldn't ship eggs in this stuff, because it's great for local usage, but for shipping, nah. If you get stuff, eggs shipped like that, I don't know. I wouldn't ship it like that. Anyway, but these containers are awesome for small transport, right? Transport them to your office, share that with your colleagues at work, charge them some dollars, right? So a nice gentleman in our network, Eddie, he sourced those guys. Little disclaimer, they are made in China. If we find them made in the US, or if you're a manufacturer of that stuff in the US, please contact me. Thank you. Well, we got plenty of them in stock, and I see with the background, hard to see here, they are plastic, and they are designed to fit jumbo eggs. I don't have a double yolker here right now, because the other day I showed it with a double yolker, and the double yolkers actually fit in here in the middle hole. Is a 12-hole one, and the normal ones, like this one as well, they fit all around. So people, I don't have my scale here right now. People always ask, okay, is it really for jumbo? I think the other day I did a live stream. I did weigh an egg. It had 18 grams, 18-gram egg, fits in here, no problem, right? There's wiggle way, it closes all the way around, no issue. So they are designed for jumbo quail eggs. If you're new to quail and you wonder what is a jumbo quail egg, there's two definitions. Definition number one, and there is no actual industry standard, but people say anything above 14 grams in weight is a jumbo quail egg. Then the second definition, that's for us important. If you order fertile quail eggs from us and we say jumbo, then we refer to the bird at 10 weeks with a healthy diet. Being a jumbo bird means the bird is bigger than a standard quail, being over 10 ounces. So if you order jumbo quail eggs from us and you expect to get huge eggs from us, then you're wrong. Because we define it by the size of the bird at a specific age. Now, typically, bigger birds tend to lay bigger eggs. But there's exceptions to that. For example, the Georgia giant quail, right? Native to Georgia, the state, not the country. They have the tiniest eggs. They are much smaller than these ones. They are usually white. I don't have one here right now, but just in size comparison, they are about that size. Small egg, but the biggest bird, right? So with our jumbo eggs, what we sell as fertile eggs, jumbo, we really refer then later to the bird. But typically, yes, the egg is bigger as well. But you know, I know there's people out there they get eggs and then they measure every single one and they, oh, this one only has 12 grams. Guys, give me a break. We try to ship you good stuff, good eggs. So it's just, I just want to say that. It's just important that you know what you get. We are honest here. Very honest. Anyway, very honestly, those are awesome quail egg cartons when you do local sales, when people pick it up off the farm and things like that. They can be reused, you can wash them, all that good stuff. And for shipping, we use other cartons in different sizes to accommodate the bigger eggs, the smaller eggs, the eggs for the pets, the fresh eggs, all that good stuff. They are space savers, that's for sure, especially if you get the 30 count, for example. I don't have a sample here right now. We have some left. 30 count whole, that's if you supply a restaurant or whatever, right? Or you have some customers who want more quantities. That's a space saver as well. It's a little bit bigger, and you get them here, and again, they fit those bigger eggs as well. Okay. Now, I wonder if Hazel is still around. Hazel, you didn't go for a walk? Did Mommy not take you for a walk? Should we recap what we showed? Sorry, she's my assistant, so I might show that again. Some more people joined now, because I always do a recap towards the end of the show, and I want to also appreciate my little friend here by giving her a treat that she was hanging out with me so long. So Hazel, I want to come and show your product one more time. Yeah? Come here. She's right. Hazel, come here, please. Who is there? Is that you? Yeah, is that you? You come. Okay, I gotta move the camera again because let's see if Hazel Cam is in control here today or what. Hazel, your camera is you didn't switch your camera on today. Let's move this one. So again, that's the Quail Crunch Bite, what you find. And Hazel is all excited because she gets to eat again the pet cotton candy. Right, Hazel? You want a fresh quail egg as well? Yeah, after the show, okay? Not here on the floor. No, we do that with your food ball, okay? That light here is not perfect. Can you please sit? Thank you. Oh, that's a good girl. Yeah, I know, you get it. Let me move the camera a little bit. Here you are. There you are. You be tired? What should I say? Yeah. So, give me paw one more time. Thank you. So I give it snack-wise. That's a big size. Oh, sorry. Spilling here a little bit. So again, that was the pet cotton candy, which is designed also for older pets as a food topper. For your cat, for your dog, for your ferret, any carnivore animal loves the premium dehydrated quail meat. Right, Hazel? You love it. Now, the Crunch Bites next. Yes, the Crunch Bites. Where did we put them? Here they are. So the Quail Crunch Bites. Show you a close-up here. Through the window you can see it. So that's the spine of the quail. Has a lot of protein, a little bit of fat, not much. Again, only dehydrated, nothing artificial, only nature. And I like to put them, once I have them, I like to make them a little smaller in little pieces for Hazel as a training treat. You can give the whole one as well, of course, if you have a bigger dog. And it has a nice crunch usually. There's a little bit fat on that. That's fine because you need that to come here. Thank you. Can you sit here? Thank you. Give me paw. Yeah. You see how excited she gets? Oh, that was a good crunch now. Huh? That's why we called them crunch sticks. Yes. Since you're the cutest labradoodle in the world, you get one more. Yeah? Okay. Here you go. And I didn't mark the product down here. Here we go. So. I know. You do the thinking, I do the working. Right, Hazel? Okay. Paw. Good girl. No, that's a good girl. Huh? So, after this now we go upstairs. You have your usual dinner. Yeah, we are late today a bit, but that's fine. You had some snacks. Huh? We treat you well. Yeah? Yeah. Oh yeah, she likes the scratchy here. Yeah, you like the scratchy. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But what do you guys think? That picture, it perfect, right? That's her. Yeah. Okay, let me just finish up here and say bye-bye to the humans there, and then we come and play a bit, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I finish up now really quick. Okay? Yeah, new puppy. Yeah. Of course she wants more. I mean, it's understandable, right? It's tough to be a farmer's dog. I know. I know. Yeah, you always see these good things everywhere and you're not allowed to touch it. Yeah. Okay, so guys, that's what we saw. So again, after a happy life here on the farm, the quail have a good purpose making my pets, your pets happy. It's just the cycle of life, right? Oh, that reminds me when I was in New York looking at the Lion King. And that lovely song from Elton John. I'm not gonna start singing, don't worry. Okay, I better wrap it up before I start singing, I guess. I'll be back online, so if you'd like to leave a follow, on Friday, 7:30 Eastern. And I'm gonna work a little bit on a new schedule because we have Easter coming up, really stressful in the egg industry, you can imagine. Summer is coming, garden work. So Friday I will be definitely online at 7:30 Eastern, and then I will announce the schedule going forward. But I try to be at least once a week here for you guys to answer any questions about our products. So if you ordered eggs from us, if you ordered any pet products from us, you can of course always click on any products below and then click on contact seller and ask any questions. I personally answer that. But you can also join a live and or leave a comment and then we get back to you there. So I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. I wish you a really great start into next week. I hope your week starts with a nice breakfast as well. Like I definitely gonna have some quail eggs. Now as I touch them all over, those are mine, right? And yeah, I see you again next weekend. So again, thanks for watching and see you soon again.